hippo.
Broadcast Hippo. Digital media.
Come on!
I'm a hippo.
Broadcast Hippo. Digital media.
And now,
culture presentation.
This is Ed McMahon. And now, here's Andrew.
Andrew Z. I love that Andrew Z. Andrew Z. In the morning. Andrew Z. In the morning. Come on.
Good morning, everybody. Good morning. Good morning. What about morning? On the show, it is Tuesday, June 14th, 2022, in the year of our Lord. Ladies and gentlemen, joining us right now, Chris Teeble, a.k.a. Ebenezer Bushrod. Also, from TikTok fame, Dexter. And my man holding down all of Michigan from the Whip Show podcast, the Whip Dog. What is up? All right, let's do this. It's Tuesday.
Andrew Z. In the morning.
Woo! All right, so Dexter, I don't know if you got them, but we got some storms last night, like at least 2 rounds, maybe even 3 rounds.
What?
Oh, it was crazy. I have a branch down in my yard. It's all that happened to me. Just like a half branch, but a branch is like half down. It's not even all the way down. It's kind of like broken, looks like. But a lot of people, or thousands of people, are without power today. Whip, how'd it get you in Michigan?
Man, it tore me up, but it was good because it helped me sleep a lot, bro. So I was knocked out.
I didn't wake up either. I'm not a waker upper kind of guy. Once I'm asleep, I'm asleep. What about you, Tiefel? Did you feel it at all? Any damage?
I heard a bit as I was going to sleep, and then I woke up to no rain. So,
yeah, it all happened overnight. Well, it doesn't sound like it affected us too bad then. Heidi says good morning. Ricky says good morning. All right, let's see. All right, so Dexter, I want to start with you. This is kind of interesting. So you're doing a new project on TikTok about about being petty. Tell me about it. It's so interesting.
So one of my favorite things to do on TikTok is I'll see what other creators do, and then I'll take a look at it. I'll be like, okay, so how do I do the Dex version of it? And so this one guy did this video, and he's literally just like, sitting in his office, and then he just has up this like really petty quote of like something he did to like an ex, and I was like, oh my God, I'm running with this. And then I've just been kind of, for my own like experiences and like searching the internet, just kind of been doing this series now, just like the pettiest things that I can either think of / find and just posting them.
All right. So Whip, you joined in. What's something petty you've done? And I'm trying to think for myself. I'm not really a petty person, I don't think. And Tivo, you can call me out if you think I am. I don't think I'm very petty. I let a lot of stuff go, so I can't think of one for myself. But Whip, start with yours.
Oh,
you
man.
Can't think of a point in which you've been petty.
I don't think.
Andrew, come on, man.
I know.
Come on.
We have recent examples of which you're being flamed online, and then you copy that and you put it on your page and be petty about it instead of just ignoring it.
Well, that's the next segment.
I'll go last because it'll go right into the next segment. Then you're right, people. Leave it to you to point out my flaws. That's what I needed.
Well, I mean, you literally asked me to.
Good point. All right, Whip, you go first.
Okay. Well, yes, Dex had that great idea, and I'm glad he chose that.
Right.
My petty situation. Understand, I done changed my life up a lot since then. But what happened was, I wasn't always this large guy that I am today. And, back in 2nd grade, this young lady beat my butt.
How far back he had to go.
She had a lunchbox.
Wait, real quick, Whip. So you, this girl did so much damage to you.
I wasn't always this large guy, but back in 2nd grade.
This is exactly what happened. I remember it like it was yesterday. I'm standing
3rd grade
in line.
hit, and I was a large guy.
I'm standing in line at the lunch line. So somebody pushes me, and I bump her. She turns around and says, "Don't you be pushing me." I said, "I didn't push you." Somebody pushed me again. I'm going around to turn on that guy. She takes this lunchbox, and I remember it was like a Hulk Hogan or something lunchbox. Bam! She tore me up. I'd never forget it. So I'm hurt. And the whole class saw it. She talked about it. We were in the same class for like years. From second grade, third grade, fourth grade, fifth grade. She always brought up that story. And I said, when I become the big whip, I'm going to get you back. Fast forward 30 years later.
Wait, how did you know back then that you were going to become the big whip? Hey,
listen, I'm clairvoyant, baby. I have a premonition. I knew it was going to happen. You know, I went from Deshaun to whip. It took a minute, but it came there. So once I get there, 30 years later, I meet a friend that was like, hey, do you remember her? I can say the first part of her name.
Yeah.
Rochelle? Yeah, I remember her. Oh, we're Facebook friends. Oh, yeah? Add her on Facebook. You know, I'm doing a little, what up, how you been, baby? Good. You know, man, it's been a long time since I seen you. We'd love to meet you for a drink or whatever. It's funny. So I meet her for a drink, and we're having a good time. We're vibing. The energy is there. And I can tell she's kind of digging the big whip. So I tell baby, you can order whatever you like. You know what I'm saying? So she's ordering up everything. We having a good time. The bill's about to come. I said, damn, let me go use the restroom right quick. Use the bathroom. Now the big whip is out the back door. I'm out the back door. I don't even know what the bill was because I can eat and I can drink. I'm going to tell you, all I know is this. She was blocked, and I got my revenge. 35 years later, you don't play with Big Whip. So, Dex, you make sure you tell him that. You don't play with Big Whip when you want to talk petty.
Yes, I love it. Love it.
For 35 years.
As you can tell, I was slightly traumatized. I was slightly traumatized, man.
All right. So I got one that's somewhat similar. So right after I was born, my father got stationed in Hawaii. And so I lived in Hawaii. I don't remember it, but I count it. And then my parents got divorced, and I ended up with my mom. And so I was a baby. And fast forward to about 15 and a half years, I'm 16 years old. I walk in on my mom on speakerphone talking to this Samoan woman that she was friends with from the time that she was in Hawaii. And they're catching up, and she hears me through the speakerphone. She goes, oh, is that Chris? And my mom's like, yeah. He goes, oh, he sounds so grown up. Tell him he still owes me a dress from when he threw up on my favorite one. I was a baby. She was holding a grudge against a baby.
Wow. That's petty. It's petty.
Wait, whoa. So did you buy her a dress? I mean, you bought those girls drinks a couple weeks ago. Did you buy her a dress, man?
No, I ain't going to buy her a dress. I was a baby. I'm sorry. Adult Chris is not responsible for what baby Chris did. It's like drunk Chris and sober Chris.
They're not the same person.
Wait, so you're not, if you do something, drunk Chris is not, or sober Chris is not responsible for drunk Chris?
Yeah, not at all.
Not at all. All right.
Not at all. Drunk Chris is a completely different animal than sober Chris.
Okay. All right. Now, what about you, Dexter? What did you start with? What's one that you can remember?
So okay, so one of the favorite ones that I posted is God, the internet is so amazing. So one of the favorites that I posted is that I was mad at my ex. No, I was mad at my boyfriend. So when he left the apartment, I went in his cabinet and I tore the labels off of all of his canned goods. So
mystery meals.
Right. Is it tuna? Is it cat food? We don't know. But we about to find out. That one.
I mean, wouldn't those both kind of be cat food?
I mean, they could be just one not for humans, but yeah, And then second,
would the cat really be disappointed if you opened it up and went, "Oh crap, it's tuna"?
No, the cat it would be an upgrade.
Yeah, the cat would be living his best life. It's the human that would have been suffering, which I think was the point. And then like a personal one. So now I am since a reformed Petty LaBelle. I am no longer that. Okay, I've moved on. But back in the day, I had a boyfriend where we're dating, felt like something was off. And then when you feel that, it usually is.
Right.
And sure enough, I got a random Facebook message from someone I didn't even know saying that he was also seeing my boyfriend and found out about me from going through his phone. And I was like, oh my God, let's meet up. So we meet up and we have a few drinks. We compare stories. The alignments line up, the timeline is timelining, and then the next thing we know, we FaceTime him together
Oh shit! That's gonna be the worst.
Oh, it gets even pettier. So we FaceTime it together. One of us gets in the frame first, then the other one moves in, and then he's really just freaking out. And then not only do we break up with him, but we break up with him to the song "Bye Bye Bye." Literally sang it out loud to him and waved.
Wow, that's good. I like that one.
But since reformed.
No, we get this since reformed.
But the question then becomes: did you get even pettier, and then hook up with the dude with the other dude just to be like, yeah,
I'm a bang.
Not gonna lie, thought about it. Just the maths weren't mathing. Like the chemistry was off. It wasn't a done.
You don't need chemistry for a revenge lay.
Oh, man.
All right,
true.
Damn, Tifo. All right, so here my mind goes. Now that you guys have spurred my memory, I have one that goes back to 5th grade.
Last week?
No, fifth grade. Fifth grade.
Oh.
You guys started me on this path. I remember now. 5th grade. There's this teacher that I hated, and she hated me, to where my desk butted hers. She moved my desk up. Like the rows were about, started about 6 feet from her desk, but for me, the one desk was touching her desk, and she had a one of those big rulers, those big rulers they have, yardsticks. So she would smack my desk when I would do anything wrong, because she could reach it. So when she was sitting at the desk and saw me goofing around, she would smack my desk, and I had to just sit right. I was staring eye to eye with her. So at one point, they're going out to recess, and she makes me stay in for something that I did. So I had to stay in from recess, me and a couple other guys, Darren Chapman, fucker. So it's me, Darren, and a girl. And I said, you know what I'm going to do is I am going to take her milk, which she left on the desk. I'm going to poke holes in the bottom of it with a pin, and then all the milk is going to spill all over her desk. So I did that. She came in. She said, all right, who spilled the milk on my desk? And no one said anything. Who spilled the milk? She said, I'm going to put water in this milk jug. And if the water doesn't spill out, then someone is in trouble, because so she puts it under the faucet, and water is dripping out of the bottom. She says, okay, you guys are lucky that it's it's obviously something wrong with it. Whatever, it's leaking out of the bottom. No one's fault. Throws it away. So then I live right across the street from the school. So I go home. I think I've gotten away with this. Well, I get a call about a half hour after I get home, around 3:00. She says, I need you to come back to school. So I come back to school, and she
go back.
Well, I lived across the street.
School's over. She wants to deal with it. Tomorrow's the time.
You clocked out.
Right. We're not on call.
So I go back, and I see the milk carton on her desk again. And I'm like, oh no, she got it out of the trash. So she shows me the bottom. She says, so you poked holes in the bottom of this. And Darren Chapman ratted me out. He was my arch enemy. He was my nemesis in school.
Why'd she believe him and not you?
Well, because she saw the holes.
Okay, so literally, how many kids are in this class?
Probably 30.
So there's 30 kids in this class. She finds holes at the bottom of a milk jug, and she believes a kid that she most likely already knows you don't get along with, that you're the one that did it.
Yeah.
That is suspect. That would not hold up in court.
Facts.
I think I broke then, but I think I said, okay, I think I cried or I did something. I can't remember, but
demand a lawyer. That's what you do.
Yeah. I'm not answering any questions without a lawyer present. Is that what I should have done?
I did that to my principal once. It did not work out.
Yeah, exactly. I don't think that works out.
I was watching a lot of Law and Order, and I got sent to the principal, and I refused to answer any questions without my attorney present.
No, you
I 100%. I looked him right in the ay, and I did it. It did not work out. It was not a good day. But I tried it.
I was so another time, obviously you guys know that I've been in the public eye since I was like 18, 20. So there's nothing that you can say that's going to hurt me. You're going to tell me I'm fat? Oh my God, I am? I had no idea. Like there's nothing that you can say that's going to hurt me. Nothing at all. Not even faze me. But people still try online. There's still haters out there. And so every once in a while, I will take a hater's comments and then I will highlight that hater's comment. So as Tiefel pointed out, I guess I could be a little bit petty in that way. So I call him out. Go what he petty, yeah. So anyway, that happened this week, yesterday, and there's this group called Dumpster Fire Toledo or
Toledo Dumpster Fire.
Yeah. So I'm the topic of conversation like all the time in there, I guess.
Twice.
What do you mean? Is that it? Okay.
There have been like 2 posts that I've seen where you have been the topic of conversation.
Okay.
And the second one I would say was not entirely fair because you literally disclaimer the post that they screenshot going, "This is a joke," which I think just ruins the joke. But then they just go after you. They're like, "It doesn't matter if they're family. You shouldn't talk about this way." It's like
when you're on. Okay, so when you're on a vehicle, you're on a business that serves queso. It's queso in the name, Queso Kitchen, and you can't spell queso. I'm going to call you out. If I see on the ticket you're spelling queso, CASO, I'm going to say something.
But the question is, did you understand?
Did I understand
when
what?
You got the ticket? Did it take you a few seconds to go, what does this person want?
Absolutely.
No, you knew exactly what they wanted.
Dude. You
knew exactly. You looked at that and they were like, queso nachos. Well, it's not spelled right, but they want nachos with queso. And you put it together.
It was.
I got a question too, Andrew.
Yes.
So are you in this group, or do you have like a fake account that
No.
you can watch what they say, or you just hear about what's in it?
I just don't care enough. Like, someone said, "Hey, they're talking about you," and sent me the screenshots. So then I just called it out. No, I can't. I don't have that much room in my life for that much negativity. It just like if you're that miserable, I don't care what. Like I said, it just doesn't bother me. And then people are like, "Oh, well, you talk about it online, it must bother you." Dude, you don't understand. I will post about it, and then I go on about my day, and I don't even think about it. It just can't get. You can't get to me, Whip. There's no way. It's not possible.
Well, also, I'm sorry. Did you see what happened on Dumpster Fire? Just doesn't have the same ring to it as did you see what happened on World Star? It's different to me. I don't know. Maybe that's a New York thing.
Toledo World Star. Yeah, no, it's so
we could probably fill that up a bit.
But I guess that is being petty. So I did do that. I have to admit. But just online trolls, it's just like you miserable people. It's just there's too many people out there waiting to be offended. Like they just scroll Facebook looking for something to be outraged by so they can clutch their fucking pearls. I'm like, get the fuck out of here. Stop being so miserable and not having no sense of humor. Oh, I think it's because they're so afraid to look at their own life that they want to then be able to look at someone else's. And I don't know what it is, man. I just don't know. It's ridiculous though. You guys have problems with online trolls?
No, people find me a delight.
Of course they do. Of course they do, people. What about you, Whip?
I'm in agreement though, dog. It's I hate that you have to put on there, "This is a joke," because sometimes my mind moves a million miles a day. So I think a lot of wild things, and as soon as they go from here, they go to my Facebook page. Sometimes I'm like, all right, maybe I should delete it. But people know me, dog. You know that I'm gonna say some goofy ass shit. You know what I'm saying? So. But yeah, sometimes people take everything too serious, bro.
They really do. I thought it'd be fun if we just to show miserable people are, if we come up with a verbal status right now, and then everyone else has to troll it. So I'll start. I'm gonna have eggs for breakfast this morning. So what would your troll sound like?
I'm gonna have eggs with that. I mean, have you checked your cholesterol lately? Seriously.
First of all, that's against PETA. Why are you trying to eat animals? Come on, bro. I mean, you know those eggs could have turned a great chicken, but no, you want to eat them. That's what y'all do in Toledo, huh? God, I can't stand Andrew Z.
I thought you were against abortion.
Man.
Clutching my pearls. Save the chickens.
See, this works. All right, Tiefel, go ahead. Give me a verbal status.
A verbal status. Yeah, I got nothing. Come back to me.
All right, Whip, what about you? Just give me anything.
Oh, man. See, you hit us right in the moment right this, man. I'm gonna slide the decks. I'm gonna come back, man.
All right, Dexter, you're going first, I guess.
Oh goodness. All right. Verbal stats.
We're so good at
I
improv
can't
here.
stand the rain.
You can't stand the rain? All right, I can't stand the rain. Well, some people don't even have homes, Dexter. So you pointing out that you can't stand the rain while you're sitting in your nice home,
That's dry.
really is offensive to those people that are sitting out in the rain homeless. And of course, someone in homeless has 5 kids, and 2 of those kids now are going to be cold and get pneumonia. So I don't know why you're making fun of people who are sick and have pneumonia. It's really sad that you would act like that.
That reminds me. So I actually had a situation that you brought it up the other day. So I'm driving down the freeway, and I see a very unfortunate situation. It was a semi truck, and somebody's car ran right into the back of it, smashed into it. I made a post trying to save the world, guys, if you drink whatever, use Uber, Lyft, whatever. Instead of people just looking at it like, you know what, you're right. Let's just make sure everybody's good. I get comment after comment. Well, how do you know they were drinking? It could have been distracted driving. The driver could have did this, that, and third. It doesn't matter. Just don't just be safe.
Dude.
But they were going back instead of looking at the fact of being safe. They wanted to go A, B, C. A lot of times, I don't even give them no energy, man.
They make up a whole scenario in their head to be outraged, and is like, they could have, maybe they weren't drinking, and maybe aliens had just slipped something in their drink, and they're the victims. Like, okay, anything can be. It's so stupid.
So Dexter,
yes,
can't stand the rain.
You really
Can't stand the rain. You're not Tina Turner. It's not 1983. You haven't earned what she earned.
Missy Elliott, but okay, T4.
If we're going for God tier status of artists, Tina Turner is above Missy Elliott. All right.
I do know both songs, and I do like both. But real talk, it's because even for me, when sometimes I'll throw up a TikTok based on celebrity news, because celebrities, they just perpetually do stupid things, and It's great because they live in this weird world that we will never know about. And it's like that, but that kind of gets me when I get the trolls on that. It's like, wait a minute, are you her sister? Are you his cousin? Are you getting some of this money? Nobody knows them. It's just jokes. They started the joke. They just lived their life. And it was funny.
I know.
Yes, the trolls hit me the other day, and I know that's one of our segments. But I made a nice, fun joke about Michael B. Jordan and Lori Harvey. And I get people saying, you guys are mad. You're just mad because Kevin Samuels died. You guys hate that Lori Harvey's living her best life. It was clearly a joke. It was about Nick Cannon having a bunch of babies, but they took it as...
I did go through a period of time. I don't know if Andrew ever noticed this. I did go through a period of time a few years back where no matter what I posted on Facebook, and 99% of what I post on Facebook is just meant in good humor as a joke and everything. But no matter what I posted, turned into a political debate. I have the comments, no idea how it happened.
It takes is one. All it takes is one off comment, and then suddenly it's this thread that just goes all the way left.
I think I talked about this before, but if you look at something, and you if you look at something, you look at the reach, which is if you post it, then you're going to see the reach. So let's say the post I'm thinking about in my head was last week. It probably reached, I think it reached 12,000 people or something, wherever I posted it, 12,000 people. So then you remember, what is 1% of 12,000? What is 1% of 12,000? I think it's, what is that? Is it 200? What is that?
Oh, you were asking a serious question.
We can guess. I guess I don't need the exact answer. It's a lot of people.
120.
Okay, 100. Okay, so 120 people. So 1%, even if 1% of people don't agree with what you're saying, you're still battling with 120 people. Fuck you. There's 99% that have the sense of humor. I'm not gonna deal with your 100 but 120 is a lot when you're one person. 120 is a lot to deal with when you're when you're reaching people. So you have to. I remember I learned long ago that I don't let the small minority, the loud minority that have no sense of humor affect me. They just don't. Go ahead, Whip.
But the one thing about that's a double-edged sword is that you just talked about the reach. The way Facebook's algorithm works is you need people to comment to get it to go up.
Yeah.
And if they don't comment, even though you said something, just goofy or whatever, it doesn't matter. But it takes that negativity to keep it going. It's just a stupid, but that's the world we live in. So,
How come social media, like okay, if I'm friends with 5,000 people, okay, but I see the same 50 people that post all the time. Like, why do we need algorithm? Why do you need to tell me what I like? Just let me do it naturally. Just throw a fucking post up there and then let me scroll. If I'm friends with you, I want to see your stuff. Like, I don't understand why algorithms are telling me what I have to do. Or
the algorithm is natural because they look at what you click on and they look at what you stay on when you're scrolling through and what you comment on, and then they tailor the experience based on that. Nothing could be more natural than that.
That's not natural. That's manipulation.
That's not manipulation. You're telling the algorithm what you want to see.
But it's still manipulation.
It's not the algorithm telling you. You've told the algorithm, so the algorithm goes, "Oh, you like this stuff. Here's more of it."
You fucking asshole. All right. So a couple things. Over on Twitch.
It's like the senator that was like complaining about gay ads on certain things, but without realizing it was Google AdSense that tailors the ads to your usage.
All right, real quick, I want to get to Polar Nights in a second, but I do want to say this. The final thing on the queso, the CASO. So one person, if some person on there is like, oh, what if she was illiterate? 60% of the country is illiterate. Well, there's 200 words on my menu. The only word she's misspelling is queso. That's not illiterate. It means you don't know what fucking queso. You don't know how to spell queso. Stop projecting your bullshit, your 1% bullshit on the post. It drives me crazy.
Whoa. How does she spell it again?
CASO.
Think about this for Brandon, though, bro. Everybody uses queso as regular cheese, QUESO. But if you spell it that way, boom, that stands out. I got to check out this place because this guy spelled it incorrectly. Just think about that, bro. That's marketing, my baby.
Someone else said that. Like, go with it.
It's like that place that has the upside down sign here in town. I think they did it by mistake, and then they just made it part of their marketing.
Yeah.
Like, come down to Jenny's with the upside down sign.
True. All right, I got to say hi to, again, Polar Knight says, as a barber, I love this. It is the perfect evolution of beard growth. I'm not sure. I don't know what that means.
Dexter doesn't have one. You have a mustache. I have a goatee, and we got Tifa with a full beard.
Oh, Whip gets it.
People love.
I love it, Polar Knight. That's funny. And I'm glad you Whip. See, there's times I just don't get stuff if it's not in my face. So I'm glad you were here.
It's literally on your face.
But
all right. So Deck Artie says that Deck is listening from Adrian College. What's up, Deck? I'm fascinated by this. Deck, how did you find the show? Like, are you a college student? Because I don't think any of us are in college. I don't know. How did you find it? I want to know. Deck, Adrian College, by the way, is in Adrian, Michigan. But thank you for listening, Deck.
Thanks for cracking that code, Andrew.
Not everyone knew.
Technically, I guess I'm still in college because I never graduated. Huh. So I guess technically, yeah, I'm still in it.
Super senior.
Super senior.
So welcome to the show, everybody. Thank you so much for listening. We do appreciate it. Tell your friends. Give us some likes. Give us some comments. Like we said, get that algorithm moving. Manipulate our show for us, please, so we can get out there. Okay, so this is a parenting mistake. Some of us have kids. I know, Whip, I think you have a kid. Tifa, I don't think you have kids. Dexter, I don't think you have kids.
Whoa. Don't do that to me.
I better not have kids.
I don't have children that I know of.
Oh,
that's a whole nother story. That's another
right.
page. But I have a godson. But yes.
Okay. Oh, that's right. Okay. So so we don't have many parents on here, but I do want to tell you there's a parenting mistake that happens in this household that drives me crazy. And I love my wife.
Wait. Who's making the mistake? Is it you, or are you about to get a shoe thrown at you?
Yeah, I'm gonna get a shoe thrown at me, definitely. As a matter of fact, I hear pots rattling in the other next door in the kitchen, so I'm worried that something's gonna fly in here. But here's the problem. So my 4-year-old daughter, she doesn't get what she wants. She will cry. Okay. Well, you make the household makes her stop crying by giving. So let's say I want to watch TV. Well, adults are watching TV. Okay, what do you want to watch? And then so you watch TV. Here's what you've done. You've shut her up. You shut my daughter up. So you fixed the problem. You fixed the problem momentarily, But I'm trying to explain to people in this house that they don't get. You have exacerbated the problem long term, because now every time she wants something and doesn't get it, cry, and then you reward her. So that's going to make you cry more often. It's going to stop you from crying at the time. But if you continue to reward the behavior by giving her what she wants, she's going to keep doing it. And she does it all the time. And it drives me crazy. And we continue to give into her. And like, I'll let her sit there cry and say, no, okay, I already told you no. And you can cry all you want, but it's not going to work. And that doesn't stop her from crying either. But just giving in is not the way to do it. It's just not. So that's a little parenting tip for you. You can't reward that behavior, because that behavior will continue. Okay. All right. It's going to be hot this week. Whip, I know that you are, you don't like the hot weather, Whip. I mean, it's going to be 100 and something tomorrow. 100.
Yeah, man. Not a fan, man. I got my fat boy towel with me. I'm going to have it right on my shoulder. That's the towel that fat people have when they go out. You just always wipe your face because you're sweating all day long. I'm going to keep it with me, man. Not a huge fan.
I want to ask something, and I know as soon as you say this up front, it means that you are. I'm not racist.
Here we go.
I'm not
Here we
racist.
go.
The views expressed in this next segment are that of Andrew Z alone, and not the Andrew Z and the morning crew.
Right.
Come
on, Andrew.
Down, brother.
All right, algorithm.
I'm not algorithm. Here we go. Many of my African American friends, which I have, another part of the shows, the all racist people
Digging
say,
that hole deep.
I have African American friends, and even if they're not bigger, they carry the towel. Why do they carry the towel?
The towel. Yes, they. I don't know. It's.
What are we talking? The terry towel? What are you talking about?
Well, I don't know what that. Just like a hand, like a paper, not a paper towel.
Well, no. For the record, sometimes it's the washcloth. Sometimes it's the big towel. Sometimes it is the paper towel. Okay, that my mom used to call the emergency paper towels. Everything was just an emergency. You know,
I've got napkins in my glove box for just such an occasion. You know, from fast food place, you just put that in there.
But I've only seen my African American friends ever carry a towel around, like on their shoulder, or sometimes wear it on their head. Sometimes.
First of all, salute to you for the politically correctness. My African American friends, I love that. But anyway, I don't know. It's just it's a rite of passage with us. We saw our big homies do it growing up in the neighborhood or whatever. So you just know the habit with you. And actually, it almost is a status symbol in the summertime.
Really?
I can't explain it.
Is it like bigger the towel, the bigger the status?
It kind of goes
like you come out with a beach towel over your shoulder. All of a sudden, you the big dog.
Exactly, man.
I'm bringing an Afghan.
You catching on. You're catching on.
I'm learning a lot.
No, Andrew, I'm gonna tell you this. Don't go do it, because then it's like cultural appropriation. Then they're like, "What is this guy doing?" You know what I'm saying? Don't do it. Don't just hit him with the nod and just keep going. That's just
maybe ask to borrow a corner of the towel, just a little.
That's all you do,
and then give it back.
Yeah. Don't just walk with the towel like, "What up, bro?" Don't do it. Don't do it.
Don't do it. So I get okay. So no one really. We just do it. I mean, I don't know why. So it's a cultural thing. It can even be a fashion statement. How can you do colored towels? Not colored like.
Be careful about your colors.
Word anymore, Andrew.
I mean, like red towel, white towel.
Closer and closer to that line right there.
Starts off. Yeah, you started off with "I'm not racist," but and it was very careful about African American, all that stuff, and then you go to "Why don't you just use colors?" Like,
Hulk Hogan had the same conversation with his daughter. That's what got him in trouble.
Oh my God!
You know what? Listen, whoever's watching this show right now, you know what it is. If you're a brother, or sister, just wear a towel. Anybody else, don't even worry about it. Just
all right. Well,
here we go. While we're on the subject of Andrew's closet racism,
here we cancel again.
I saw something the other day that actually it spoke to me on here. It was online, and I saw somebody referring. I'm actually trying to find it right now on here. So I can make sure I can get it right. But it was a beautiful moment in my life when I saw it, and I never felt more myself and more validated as a person on here. And like I said, I'm just pulling it up right now. Bear with me because I want to make sure that I get this right. Somebody online referred to white people as flower rangers.
What is
and
that?
that just made flower rangers, and I've never felt more validated as a white person in my life.
What?
That was beautiful. I loved it. It made me kind of feel like a superhero, like Flower Rangers. Yeah.
What does Flower Ranger mean?
You're white, Andrew.
Okay.
The Power Rangers were what? Superheroes. They were Mighty Morphin Power Rangers. But if they're Flower Rangers, what color is white people's skin?
Flower.
It's talking about the it's talking about the privilege. The privilege. Don't you get it?
Shit.
Yeah.
It's all
I saw that, and I posted about it, and somebody was like, "You weren't supposed to know about that." And I was like, "Oh, cat's out of the bag." Cat's out of the bag.
Brendan wants to know, is it flower FLOUR or flower FLOWER?
No, they're not complimenting me.
So Andrew, this is what we're gonna do because I see you're missing some of the jokes.
Yes,
if you got a question, just send me and T full of message. We'll get you together. Then you bring it back on air next week. We got you, bro.
I know. I do miss a lot of jokes. I have to admit.
Yeah, no. Whip is right. Don't send it to me because literally I was like, "Are they daisies? No.
FLO.
I don't understand."
Yeah. They're not calling me a tulip warrior here. Okay, it's not that. I'm a Flower Ranger, and I loved every moment of that sentence.
Yeah,
I did it.
So you're not tulip Tiefel? Two lips on my dick.
I mean, if you're looking for DSLs, it's up here. Up here.
Introductions are pretty.
It's up here.
Hi.
Hello. That's where you go.
Where are we going this morning? Let's go.
All right. So I do have it does bring me to this thing. I was reading about Lizzo, actually reading it on the Whip's page.
That's the oddest transition ever.
Well, no, here's a reason.
Speaking of DSLs, let's talk about Lizzo.
Lizzo is getting some flack and some heat for a line or a word in one of her songs. The song is called Girls, GRRRLS. Listeners have pointed out that there is an albiest slur. I don't know what albiest means. Tiefel, can you help me?
Albiest is basically discrimination against those that are disabled or challenged in some way.
Okay, so she used the word spazz in one of her songs, and it was pointed out to her that that's an offensive and derogatory term. As someone who's written about the use of disability language, especially slang slur words, which have been used in schools, this is a huge step back. Please remove it. So, Lizzo, I don't think knew that there are a lot of words out there now because the meaning comes from decades ago or whatever. There's sometimes you say a word that you've always heard and you don't realize that it's offensive. And the reason I like Lizzo is she handled it really basically the way that you should handle it. She kind of apologized and changed the fucking lyric. I mean, she's now, I guess, changing it to something else. I don't know how you change like all your recorded materials or whatever, but she's not going to use that word anymore because now she found out. And that's where assholes in this country, they're like, "Oh, you're so woke, you want to change the word." Well, yeah, if it's offending somebody and you get pointed out that offending them, then don't use it anymore. It's being woke. It just means don't be a fucking asshole. Don't be a rude asshole. And it's an offensive word. There's a word that my wife used to use all the time. A lot of people use it all the time, actually. And I use
the last segment. I'm sorry.
I know, right? It's the N word, and the way we used it. No, I'm just kidding.
I was like, I'm about to nope out of this show. I'm gone. Don't need to.
Nope.
I don't need the screenshots and recordings having my face in them.
No, it's retarded, and people say, "God, that's so retarded." Now, when we used to use it on the air. And then I had this woman reach out to me and said that that word is offensive to those who have kids that have learning disabilities, or that, you know, or I don't even know if slower is a proper word, but, you know, just disabilities in general. So I stopped using that word because it offended them. And I mean, I could come up with another word. I don't have to use that word, but there are still people today that use that word. Now I try to point it out to people that care. And then other people are like, oh, I don't care. I'm going to use it whenever I want. I mean, you can use it. It's fine. You're just being a fucking asshole. Why do you want to be like that? It doesn't make no sense to me. It's different from, I think we talked about earlier, looking to be offended. But if there's if you can point out the origin, and, you know, if you didn't know, that's cool. But, you know, just change it up. And that's what Lizzo did. And I think she did a good thing. What do you guys think?
Well, let me step in right here. It's funny you said that. Many years ago, Michael Jackson had a song called "They Don't Care About Us," and there was a line that said, "Kick me, kike me, don't you black or white me." And he did. I don't know if he knew or not, but obviously that word is offensive to his people.
Right.
Same thing. Once he got the backlash back then, and, you know, obviously it's a little bit harder to change all your recordings back there than it is now, where everything's through audio, whatever, you know, MP3s, whatever.
Yeah.
He went back and he changed it. And they blanked that word out, edited it and everything. So you're right. If somebody really tries to explain to you you're doing something wrong, you're hurting somebody's feelings or whatever, what does it hurt to go ahead and change it? You know what I mean?
I mean, they did that so well. I didn't even know that was a line in there.
I didn't know either. I hadn't heard that story, Whip. I liked it. It is, like you said, it's just when you get a point, you don't always know where they come from. You know, you've always heard this. And they're, hey, if they point it out, you apologize, you move on, you fix what needs to be fixed, and there you go. It just
there is a way that can go wrong, though. Well, I don't know if you saw my post the other day of the gentleman in the Trump 2024 T-shirt doing 50 Cent's candy shop at the karaoke. And now, to his credit, he did a decent job for a man of his age. All right, doing it. But there is a particular word in that song that people of our hue should not be saying. Well, he used to say it all the time. Like, he's known for doing this at karaoke and karaoke like events, and he'll do this song, he'll do a couple others, but he say that word every time.
Yeah.
Because, and his argument being, it's in the song.
It's in the song.
It's in the song. I can say because it's in the song. And
so, Dex, I'm gonna let you take that. Go ahead.
Yeah. Well, no. So you know. So two things. So one thing is knowing people's intentions. You know, if your intention, if the person's intentions are in the right place, then we turn to education. You know, because we've all grown up hearing things, repeating things, saying things. And sometimes literally we bring that into our adulthood because we've never been told or we've never been around the people to educate us on.
Intentions are all well and fine, but it's hard to discern intentions when you're sitting at a bar and you hear someone say it, and then all of a sudden he's getting punched. So, you know, we were just trying to help him out and be like, you know, don't say that word. Just avoid it. You can edit it out, you know. So he decided to finally do it. He finally got told enough and everything. He decided to finally remove it.
So yeah,
but his last name. So he replaces the word with his last name.
Yeah. So
problem is his last name ends in IGGER.
Yeah. So people still think he's saying something. Okay. So he's again.
Who is this man?
He's type of guy. I'm not gonna let someone woke tell me what to do, dude. It's just not being an asshole.
But to his credit, he tried to change it. Like, it took a while, but he was finally like, I'm gonna change it. I get it, whatever. And then he just chooses the worst possible replacement.
How many times did he sing the song, T-Fool?
Many.
He's known all around town to sing the song. I mean, he's probably sang it 1,000 times.
Oh wait, he's the Ohio Toledo local.
Yeah.
Oh, I thought he was like, oh wow, okay.
Wait, you're world touring candy shop?
It was. But the fact that he's wearing a Trump 2024 T-shirt not give it away? Like, did that make you think some sort of international flavor?
True.
But I don't want Dexter's point to be missed. And this isn't about the Trump 2024 guy. It's more about in general. I'm a big intention guy. Like I'll tell let's say my wife gets mad at me, and I'll be like, do you think my intention was to make you mad? Do you think my intention was, even if I did something wrong, you have to start thinking about people's intentions.
But see, intention is all well and good. I can be ignorant, and my intent is not to be offensive, but I can still be offensive. Your intent is the intent only comes into my response to what you're doing, not whether or not what you did is acceptable.
Well, but Tifel, so taking that on. So if someone confronts you and is like, "Hey, I know you mean all well and good, but this hurts me because of X, Y, and Z, or I wouldn't say this if I were you. Out of respect for me, could you not say this around me?" Now, at that point, it goes back to intention. Yes. Because if you do it around me again, then you clearly know that is something that I dislike, and you're doing it anyway.
Yep, Dexter, I agree with you 100%. Once you pointed out it again, it's about the woke thing. Once I'm pointing it out to you, and then if you're going to continue to do, oh well, I'm not going to be woke. You're not going to tell. Well, you're just being a fucking asshole and not listening to what I'm saying to you. I like that. Tifo, you all right there, buddy? You good? You ready to do some WTF?
Did I just get smacked down or something? What are you? Are you good, Tifo? You hurt?
Yeah, you ready to do some WTF news?
Yeah, I have been ready since the beginning of the show.
Oh, good. All right. Let's go. It's time for WTF news with Chris Tifo. What do you got, Tifo? Number one.
All right, I got the story of Maya Murmu in India. 70-year-old woman. She was collecting water from a local well in the state of Odisha. When a large tusked elephant appeared. This particular elephant had escaped from a close by wildlife sanctuary and decided that it did not like her. And so it went and it trampled her.
Oh. And
very sad little event. She ended up at the hospital, ended up dying from her injuries from the trampling, as one does when a giant several ton elephant tramples you.
Mm-hmm.
So then her family were preparing her funeral, getting the pyre ready and everything. The funeral pyre. The funeral pyre.
Oh.
Body atop. They were going to burn the pyre, burn the body, like they do.
Okay, I've never heard. I didn't know that. I thought they're having
Have you never seen Return of the Jedi? I mean,
no.
Funeral pyre.
Okay.
All right. So anyway, so they decide to do. They're getting that ready when the elephant returned.
What?
The elephant apparently decided it had a grudge against this particular woman for some reason.
Already killed her, you bastard!
Elephant. And it went after it went. It took the body and threw it into the air as high as it could. Ran off on its own. And that was it. That was all she wrote. The family was able to recover the body, place it back on the funeral pyre, and continue on with the ceremony without further interruption.
Yo, Dex, add that to your petty series.
For real.
It's a petty ass elephant.
I mean, elephants never forget. She must have done something to that elephant.
Nice.
An elephant never forgets.
No, that sucks. All right. Number two.
All right. Chicago alderwoman Jeanette Taylor took to Twitter recently because guess what? Some good news. She finally got her approval for affordable housing.
That's good news.
She did. 20 years later. She had initially applied for affordable housing in 1993, or actually 30 years later almost, because she had originally applied in 1993 for affordable housing within the city. And in that time, her circumstances have evolved and have changed to the point where she is a local alderwoman as well. And she got the letter saying, "Hey, good news! You've been finally placed up in the top tier of the list, and you've been approved, and you've got it on there." The last communication she had about the issue was back in 2004 after her son had graduated high school, and they were just letting her know that they were dropping him from the application because he was no longer qualified to be on the lease with her.
Jesus.
Sounds like New York.
Government at work. Yeah, right.
Just remember, everybody, if you need help, just go to the government and they will eventually get to you.
Eventually. It sounds to me like I used to do the morning show in Green Bay, Wisconsin. And there's a list for season tickets to get Packers season tickets. Like there's a list. Like you only get there's like 30,000 people or 40,000 people on that list, and you can only get obviously someone's got to die or something to because no one ever gives their tickets up. It's the Packers, and so there's some people that have had.
Really? When was the last time they won a Super Bowl?
It doesn't matter. They don't have to. People love the Packers. It just
okay, this is just a side note on the whole. This is the thing that just confuses the crap out of me.
What?
How can you continue to be a fan of a team that loses so damn much? Like I don't. And that's not just necessarily the Packers, but any like the Browns.
Well,
why?
The way
they lose all the time.
Or the Lions whip.
Right.
They lose all the time. How do you still have faith in them? How are you still like, oh, this is my team? Are you like, I just don't get it.
But you as a fan, like that, if you're that guy that it doesn't matter. I don't care to win or lose. I'm going to every game and I'm a fan. You're screwing the team because the ownership is taking advantage. Let's say the Cubs, for example. The Cubs don't have to put a good team out there. They don't have to pay for people. They can put a shitty team out there because you can't sell out the stadium anymore. It's not more sold out. It's sold out. So what is their motivation to fill? What is their motivation to fill the stands? What is their motivation to put stars out there and pay them a decent amount of money? There is no motivation. Your stupid ass is coming to the game anyway. I don't need to put it. I'm saving money.
And
it's a business decision.
And I will add to that, man. Trust me, because I stopped drinking the Lions Kool-Aid many years ago. But I will say that I don't even watch them. But my buddy gets season tickets, and he hits me up like, "Bro, you want to go? Okay, I'll go." When you're actually at the game, though, it's a whole better experience, at least when you're there, whether you're cheering, booing, drinking all the beer, than actually watching them take their L's on TV every week. So
I have to agree. That's any sport. Any sport is more fun in person. You know, we don't go that often. We do go. We always have a good time, whether it's a baseball game, whether it's a football game, whether it's a hockey game. They're all fun in person. I mean, just being around people and cheering, and even if you don't like the team, it doesn't matter. It's still fun. All right. What else? Number 3. All
right. So coming out of Missouri is a story that'll hit home with a lot of us. You guys know how pretty much any service, any agreements that you enter into with a business nowadays, they all have arbitration clauses. That you're signing away your right to have a dispute with them in court, but instead an arbiter that they pay for the service. You don't even get to choose the arbiter.
Right.
In this situation. Well, that clause has come back to bite Geico in the ass. One of the few times it ever has. In Missouri, Geico made a little mistake in their auto insurance agreements for a short time. Most agreements in most states, and even in Missouri for most companies, when they talk about injury that they cover, they specify the injury has to be the result of a traffic accident. Geico left that specification out in their agreements for a short time in Missouri, resulting in a lawsuit in which a woman sued a gentleman because she got an STD while they had sex in his car. He knowingly, she alleges that he knew his status and did not inform her beforehand, and knowingly infected her with the STD. I don't. All the details about how this came about aren't readily available. Like, was the car the only place they had the option to have the sex? Was it only the one time? Was it multiple times? Whatever. But she ended up suing him. Geico would not represent him in this particular lawsuit because their position was that this is not a covered incident.
Right.
On there. Well, they had to go to arbitration. Over this. Geico was fully informed about the arbitration and all that stuff. It's in the clause. You have to do arbitration.
Right.
Arbiter awarded the woman $5.2 million in damages.
Wow.
On this. Now, Geico is appealing this decision. And their argument is that the arbitration clause isn't binding. The argument that they would squash you down for trying to make in case you were going after them for something, they would rely on the arbitration because 9 times out of 10 it goes the company's way on there. But now they're saying because they've lost in a significant amount of money that the arbitration clause is not binding. They also claim that they did not get enough of an opportunity to represent their interest, and that they were relegated to the status of bystander in the process. But they were given the opportunity to represent the man in the arbitration and just chose not to. On there. So, yeah. On there. So Geico, so it has been upheld recently, affirming the decision by the arbiter. So Geico now has to pay up because they were the insurer at the time, and this is technically an injury.
Dang, it is an injury.
So y'all heard that? All you backseat bullies that's tearing it up in the backseat, you can win some money, y'all.
Only hook up in cars.
Right. All right, finally, Tifo.
All right, finally, this I'll tell you when to share this here, but last story's got a bit of a visual component. It's a kind of a bad news, good news sort of situation. Good news is Cincinnati police actually acted correctly for once. At the time, now former officer Eric Wada, who's had some checkered past of some disciplinary action, everything, nothing too major over the course of his 20-year career, decided to get some new tattoos on there. And no, it's nothing as obvious as a swastika or anything like that. No, he got tattoos on his knuckles. You can go ahead and oh wait, I didn't share the right one. Hang on, I didn't share the right one here. He got tattoos up on his let me Chrome tab. Let's do that. All right. So he got tattoos upon his knuckles. On one hand, it says pure, and on the other hand, it says evil.
Jesus.
Pure evil. That's what. Now he claims part of his argument is those are two unrelated words.
Oh my! That's stupid. Jeez.
That is his claim. Those words have nothing to do with one another. It's not like he's ever going to go boom, put his fist together.
Right.
On there. Now, when he first got the,
that's how he puts them together, and then they.
When he first got the tattoos, they relegated him to a motor pool position to lessen his exposure to the public.
Mm-hmm.
On that, while he was specifically counseled and gone through the process, trying to get him through the disciplinary process, where eventually the order came down that he had to get them removed. He refused because of the cost to get them removed on there. And he also was like, they can't force me to have surgery, even if it's outpatient.
Mm-hmm.
And so he got fired. He's now appealing that decision right now so that he can get rehired. But Cincinnati police did fire him for the tattoos eventually, saying they said Officer Wada's tattoos are a violation that is ongoing and permanent. Additionally, Officer Wada's tattoos do not promote the professional and neutral image of the Cincinnati Police Department and are injurious to the public trust. They go on to say that he was remorseless for obtaining the tattoos in the first place on there. And that's pretty much it. Just Cincinnati police. Good job on this one particular thing.
Tifo. All right. Very cool. That is WTF News with Tifo. All right. That's it, you guys. We had fun. You guys did awesome today. Dexter, how can we get a hold of you?
I am on TikTok. My handle is DexVidal4.
DexVidal4, and you can see all day long you're making TikToks.
All day, every day. Check it out.
All day. Whip, how can we get a hold of you?
Check me out, the Whip Show podcast, and also follow me at Urban Embodiment. We got something coming to Toledo in August, so check it out.
I know, I'm excited, and thank you for inviting me to be part of it. I appreciate it. And Chris Tebow, how can we get a hold of you? What random bar will you be hanging out at?
I will be out and about in town hanging out with unlike you, I'll be hanging out with my non-specific racially ethnic groups of friends.
Hey, all right. And Kent, I'm going to start wearing a towel this week because it's hot.
Yes.
See you guys later. Bye, everybody.